This podcast is powered by Growth Suite. Growth Suite helps you to run smart discount campaigns on your store. Test it for free on your Shopify store. Just land on the Shopify App Store now and test it for free.
Welcome to E-commerce Psychology, the deep dive that helps you understand the why behind online shopping. It's one thing to set up an online store.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a whole other ballgame to actually get people to click that buy button.
For sure.
And that's what we're diving into today, the fascinating world of persuasion and how to use it ethically to boost your sales.
What's so interesting is that it all boils down to human psychology.
It really does.
Principles that have been influencing our decisions long before online shopping even existed, like way before.
Exactly. We're not reinventing the wheel here, but we are learning how to apply these timeless principles to the digital world. And for this deep dive, we have an incredible guide, an article called The 6 Principles of Influence in E-Commerce, Cialdini's Framework, applied by Mohamed Tufekcioglu.
It's basically a roadmap to applying the work of Dr. Robert Cialdini, the author of the groundbreaking book Influence. The Psychology of Persuasion.
Right.
Cialdini outlines 6 key principles that explain why people say yes, and you'll be surprised how relevant they are to your online store.
I bet, yeah.
So it's a framework that can be applied to pretty much any online business, whether you're selling physical products,
Right.
digital services, or anything in between.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's jump right in. The first principle is all about reciprocity.
Okay.
You know that feeling when someone does something nice for you and you immediately want to do something nice in return?
It's like a human instinct, right?
Yeah.
We feel obligated to reciprocate kindness.
And this translates beautifully to the world of e-commerce. The article gives some great examples.
Okay, like what?
Think about offering valuable content for free, like detailed guides, easy-to-use templates, or even a well-crafted ebook that genuinely helps your target audience. Let's say you sell kitchenware. What if you offered a free ebook packed with unique recipes?
That's a fantastic example because you're providing real value up front,
Exactly.
and in the process, you're creating a sense of obligation. It makes the customer more likely to think, hey, they gave me something awesome for free. Maybe I should check out their products.
Right. And this principle goes beyond just content. What about offering samples or free trials? These can be game changers, especially if you're selling products that people might be hesitant to buy without trying first.
Like those try before you buy offers for beauty products.
Yes.
Or those software trials that give you a taste of the full experience.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're reducing risk for the customer and giving them a chance to experience the value firsthand.
And let's not forget the power of free shipping.
Oh, yeah.
Offering free shipping above a certain purchase threshold can be a subtle but effective way to encourage customers to spend a bit more.
It's a classic win-win. The customer feels rewarded for reaching that spending target and you get a bigger order. But it's important to test different thresholds and find the sweet spot that maximizes average order value without deterring shoppers.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, I think one of the most fascinating examples of reciprocity in action is the company WeTransfer.
Okay.
They offer free file sharing, a service that's incredibly useful for people, and in return, they build a massive user base, many of whom eventually convert to paid plans.
So smart.
They're giving away something genuinely valuable, and it's paying off big time.
It highlights a crucial point. The value you offer has to be genuine.
Oh, yeah.
You can't just offer some flimsy freebie and expect customers to be wowed.
Right.
It needs to be something that truly resonates with your audience and solves a real problem for them.
WeTransfer's success shows how powerful reciprocity can be. But building long-term loyalty often requires encouraging customers to make ongoing commitments. This brings us to our next principle: commitment and consistency.
Okay, I like it.
The idea here is that we humans like to stay consistent with our past actions, and even small commitments can lead to bigger ones down the line.
It's all about self-image.
Yes.
We want to see ourselves as consistent and reliable individuals.
Right.
So once we've made even a small commitment, we're more likely to follow through with larger ones to maintain that image.
And this plays out in so many clever ways in e-commerce. Take something as simple as account creation or wish lists. These might seem like tiny steps, but they're actually micro commitments that get the customer more invested in your brand.
Right. They've taken that first step, dipped their toes in the water, and now they're more likely to continue swimming towards a purchase.
And then you have loyalty programs, a
Yeah.
classic example of commitment and consistency.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Think about point systems, exclusive perks, tiered rewards. These all encourage customers to stick around and keep buying.
Yeah, it gamifies the shopping experience,
Yeah.
making it fun and rewarding to reach those next levels. And for you, it translates into more sales and repeat customers.
Subscriptions are another great example, especially for products that people use regularly. Think about those beauty boxes or meal kits. These recurring orders reinforce consistent buying behavior.
It's all about ongoing commitment.
Yeah.
The customer makes an initial decision to subscribe, and then the regular deliveries reinforce that commitment month after month.
And you know who's a master at using commitment and consistency? Amazon Prime.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it. They hook you in with free shipping and streaming video, and suddenly you're using Amazon for everything because you want to get your money's worth.
It's brilliant. They've created an ecosystem that encourages ongoing engagement and purchasing. But just like with reciprocity, the key is to make the journey smooth and enjoyable.
Absolutely.
If it's a hassle to create an account or navigate your loyalty program, you'll lose them.
For sure. Remove those friction points and you'll see the magic of commitment and consistency in action. Now, this next principle is something we all know intuitively: social proof.
Oh, yeah.
We tend to follow the crowd, especially when we're unsure about something.
It's like that old saying, safety in numbers.
Right.
When we see others doing something, especially if those others are similar to us, it gives us a sense of validation that we're making the right choice.
For sure.
And this is amplified online, where we don't have the same in-person cues to guide our decisions.
And in the world of e-commerce, social proof is everywhere.
Yeah,
It's like the digital equivalent of word-of-mouth marketing.
I like it.
The most obvious example is product reviews and testimonials.
Let's be honest, what's one of the first things you do when you're about to buy something online?
Oh, you know.
Check the reviews.
I look at all the reviews.
We want to see what other people are saying, especially if they've already bought and used the product.
It's like getting a sneak peek into the future, seeing how the product might perform for you based on other people's experiences.
And it's not just text reviews anymore. We're seeing more and more user-generated content,
Oh, yeah?
like photos and videos of people actually using the product in real life.
Yeah, that's right. This type of content is incredibly powerful because it feels more authentic and relatable than a polished marketing campaign.
For sure, it's like getting a recommendation from a friend.
Exactly. And then there's the whole world of influencer marketing, where brands partner with people who have large and engaged followings to endorse their products.
It's all about leveraging the credibility and social influence of those individuals. If someone you admire and trust recommends a product, you're much more likely to check it out.
Even something as simple as a live purchase notification,
Oh,
you know, those little pop-ups that say, someone has said he just bought this,
exactly.
can trigger that fear of missing out.
Oh, totally.
You think, well, if everyone else is buying it, maybe I should too.
It creates a sense of urgency and popularity,
Like
which
check.
can be very effective. Now, when it comes to implementing social proof, effectively building a robust review system is key.
Okay.
Make it super easy for customers to leave feedback and for potential buyers to read it.
Exactly. The easier it is to find and read reviews, the more likely people are to use them to inform their purchase decisions.
And think about partnering with relevant influencers.
Yes.
Choose people who genuinely align with your brand values and have an audience that's likely to be interested in your products. Avoid forcing it. Authenticity is key here.
Now, what about negative reviews? They're bound to happen, right?
Of course. But the key is to view them as an opportunity.
How so?
By responding calmly and professionally, offering solutions and being transparent, you can turn a negative experience into a positive one.
It shows potential buyers that you care about customer satisfaction and that you're willing to go the extra mile to make things right. Plus, a mix of positive and negative reviews actually makes your brand seem more authentic and trustworthy.
Oh, for sure.
It's like saying, hey, we're not perfect, but we're honest and we care about our customer.
Exactly.
So far, we've talked about reciprocity, commitment and consistency, and social proof. I'm sensing a theme here. It's all about building trust and credibility. What do you say?
Absolutely. These principles are all interconnected. And that leads us perfectly into our fourth principle, authority.
Okay, tell me about it.
People trust experts and credible sources. It's why we follow doctors' orders, listen to scientists, and seek advice from experienced professionals.
Right.
We want to believe that they know what they're talking about.
For sure.
And this principle is just as potent in the online world. When a credible voice endorses a product or service, it gives shoppers a sense of security and reassurance.
Like, think about those ads with doctors recommending certain brands.
Exactly. It's about leveraging the credibility of those who are seen as knowledgeable and trustworthy.
Right.
So how does this play out in your e-commerce strategy? Think about expert endorsements and quotes.
Okay.
Imagine you're selling skincare products. Having a dermatologist recommend your products or vouch for their effectiveness
Right.
instantly boosts your credibility.
And certifications and badges can also play a huge role. Think about those security seals that assure customers their payment information is safe,
Mm-hmm.
industry awards that highlight your excellence, or even money-back guarantees that reduce risk.
They're like little stamps of approval that say, hey, we're the real deal and you can trust us with your hard-earned money.
Another great way to establish authority is by showcasing your expertise through detailed product specifications and technical information.
Yeah.
This is especially relevant if you're selling complex or high-tech products.
Absolutely. For those types of products, customers want to see that you really know your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be reassured that they're making a smart and informed purchase. This raises a key question. How do we balance authority with approachability?
Good question.
You don't want to come across as too intimidating or inaccessible. It's about being an expert who's also relatable and easy to understand.
Exactly. Now, this next principle is all about likability,
Okay.
and it makes perfect sense.
Oh.
We're more likely to say yes to people we like and feel connected to.
It's basic human nature. We gravitate towards people we find pleasant, friendly, and relatable.
For sure.
And this applies to brands as well.
So how do you create a likable brand online? The article talks about injecting personality into your brand voice.
Okay.
Think about writing fun and engaging product descriptions, posting witty social media updates, and sending emails that feel like they're coming from a friend rather than a corporation.
It's about humanizing your brand.
Yes.
People don't want to feel like they're interacting with a faceless entity. They want to see the people behind the brand and feel a sense of connection.
Personalization is also key.
Totally.
Using the customer's name in emails, tailoring product recommendations based on their past browsing behavior, and offering a customized shopping experience can make a huge difference.
It shows that you're paying attention to them as individuals and that you're not just trying to make a quick sale, you're building a relationship.
Speaking of relationships, storytelling can be incredibly powerful.
Oh, yeah.
Sharing behind-the-scenes peeks, relatable founder stories, or customer testimonials can make your brand feel more authentic and human.
People connect with stories.
Totally.
They help us relate to others on an emotional level and make information more memorable.
And don't underestimate the power of good website design.
Oh, for sure.
A visually appealing and easy-to-navigate website can have a huge impact on how customers perceive your brand.
It's like walking into a store. You want it to be clean, welcoming, and inviting.
Your website is your online storefront, and it needs to reflect your brand's personality and values. The article points out that community-driven e-commerce platforms often excel at likability
Okay.
because they create a sense of shared experience and belonging among their customers.
Think about platforms like Etsy,
Exactly.
where buyers and sellers can interact directly and build relationships. That sense of community fosters loyalty and repeat business.
But of course, likability can be culturally specific. What's considered funny or friendly in one culture might not translate well in another. It's important to do your research and be sensitive to cultural nuances, especially if you're selling to a global audience.
For sure.
And remember, authenticity is key. Don't try to force it.
Right.
Be true to your brand values and let your personality shine through.
Yeah. Love it.
All right, we've covered 5 principles so far. Ready for the last one?
Let's do it.
This one is all about scarcity.
Yeah.
The idea that we want things more when they're limited or hard to get.
It's that classic fear of missing out, or FOMO as they call it these days.
Yeah, I know.
We're wired to place a higher value on things that are scarce or exclusive.
And e-commerce marketers have definitely figured out how to tap into this principle.
Oh, for sure.
Think about those countdown timers, ticking away on special deals.
Yeah.
They create a sense of urgency and make you think, I have to act now before this offer expires.
It's like that little voice in your head saying, don't miss out on this amazing opportunity.
And then there are those low stock notifications.
Yeah.
Only 2 left in stock. Suddenly that product seems way more desirable.
It triggers that primal instinct to grab what's scarce before it's gone.
Limited edition products and members-only deals also tap into the scarcity principle.
Right.
They make customers feel like they're part of a special group,
Yeah.
like they have access to something exclusive.
It's like being invited to a secret club.
Yeah.
It makes the customer feel valued and privileged, but it's crucial to be genuine with your scarcity tactics.
Yes.
Don't fake limited availability or create artificial deadlines.
Right.
It'll erode trust and ultimately hurt your brand.
Transparency and authenticity are key as always.
Couldn't agree more.
Now, we've covered all 6 principles of influence as they apply to e-commerce.
Wow.
It's a lot to digest, but it's incredibly insightful to see how these psychological principles can be applied to create a more persuasive and effective online shopping experience.
It's not about manipulating people.
No.
It's about understanding how people make decisions and using that knowledge to nudge them in the right direction.
And before we move on, let's not forget about a valuable tool that can help you put these principles into action.
Okay.
Growth Suite, available on the Shopify App Store, offers a suite of tools to help you streamline and optimize your e-commerce strategy.
It's definitely worth checking out if you're looking to boost your sales and build stronger customer relationships.
Now let's shift gears and talk about how these principles can work together to create a truly persuasive experience. The article refers to something called synergistic effects. What does that mean in the context of e-commerce?
Simply put, it means these principles are even more powerful when you combine them strategically.
Oh,
Think of it as a symphony of persuasion,
I like that.
where each principle plays a specific role in creating a harmonious and compelling experience.
So instead of just using one principle at a time, we should be thinking about how to integrate multiple principles for maximum impact.
Exactly. For example, think about combining social proof, like customer reviews, with authority, like an expert endorsement. If you see a product with tons of positive reviews, A&E, a seal of approval from a trusted organization,
Yeah.
you're much more likely to trust it.
It's like building layers of trust and credibility,
Yeah.
reinforcing the message from multiple angles.
Exactly.
So how do we actually do this? How do we weave these principles together into a coherent strategy?
The article suggests thinking about your customer journey map.
Okay.
It's essentially a visual representation of all the touch points a customer has with your brand from the moment they first become aware of you to the point of purchase and beyond.
The customer journey map.
Yeah.
It's like a roadmap of the customer experience,
Right.
highlighting all those key interactions.
Precisely. And the idea is to strategically use Cialdini's principles at different points along that journey.
Okay.
Let's say you own a clothing store. Think about a customer who's just discovered your brand. At the awareness stage, you might use social proof with influencer posts showcasing your clothes. Then at the consideration stage, you offer a free style guide as reciprocity.
I love that. So you're using different principles at different stages to nudge the customer along their journey. What happens next?
Well, once they're on your email list, you can start sending them targeted emails that showcase social proof, like customer testimonials or user-generated content.
So you're showing them that other people are loving your clothes. You're
Yeah.
building social trust.
Exactly. And you can also sprinkle in authority signals in your emails,
Okay.
like mentioning awards your brand has won or highlighting positive reviews from fashion magazines.
So we've got reciprocity, commitment, social proof, and authority all working together. Where does likability fit into all of this?
Likability is the glue that holds it all together.
Oh, we see.
It should be woven throughout the entire customer journey. You want your brand voice to be friendly and relatable. You want your website to be visually appealing and easy to navigate. You want your customers to feel like they're interacting with a brand that gets them, a brand that's more than just a faceless corporation.
It's about making the customer feel like they're part of something special, part of a community.
Exactly. And finally, you might sprinkle in some scarcity tactics,
Okay.
like limited time offers or low stock notifications to create a sense of urgency and encourage them to make a purchase.
It's like a carefully choreographed dance, using each principle at the right moment to guide the customer towards that buy button.
Exactly. And remember, this framework isn't a one-size-fits-all approach.
Right.
You can adapt it to your specific business and target audience.
Which is where testing and optimization come in.
Oh, for sure.
The article emphasizes the importance of A/B testing different approaches and tracking your results to see what works best.
That's right. Don't be afraid to experiment.
Right.
Try different headlines, scarcity messages, button colors, and see what resonates with your audience.
This testing should be happening across all your marketing channels, right?
Yeah,
Website, emails, social media.
absolutely. You want to create a cohesive brand experience across all touch points.
Now, before we get too carried away with all these persuasion tactics, let's talk about ethics. The article makes a strong point about using these principles responsibly.
Yes, it's crucial to remember that the goal is not to manipulate or trick people into buying things they don't need or want.
Right.
It's about building trust and long-term relationships with your customers.
It's about being honest and transparent in your marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't use dark patterns or deceptive tactics.
Right.
Focus on providing genuine value and building a brand that people can trust and respect.
Exactly. It's not just about getting that quick sale. It's about building a sustainable business for the long haul. Now, with that in mind, let's take a look at what the future holds.
Okay.
The article touches on some exciting trends in persuasion psychology and how they might shape e-commerce in the years to come.
All right. Future trends, always an exciting topic. What does the article highlight?
Well, it mentions a concept called persuasion.
Persuasion.
Yeah.
That sounds intriguing. Tell me more.
It's essentially about priming customers to be more receptive to your message before you even present the offer. It's about setting the stage for persuasion.
Okay, so how do you prime someone to be more receptive?
There are a lot of different techniques,
Okay.
but it often involves subtly influencing their mood or mindset. Let's say you're selling travel packages. You might show potential customers stunning images or videos of beautiful destinations evoking feelings of relaxation and wanderlust.
I see. You're putting them in a vacation mindset before you even mention specific travel deals.
Exactly.
So persuasion is one trend to watch.
Yeah.
What else is on the horizon?
Well, the article also discusses the growing role of technology in shaping persuasion,
Okay.
particularly AI and personalization.
AI and personalization,
Yeah.
two of my favorite topics. How are they changing the game?
Think about it. AI-powered tools are becoming incredibly sophisticated at tailoring the shopping experience in real time.
Right.
Imagine a virtual showroom that adapts to your preferences,
Wow.
showcasing products you're most likely to be interested in based on your past browsing behavior.
It's like having a personal shopper who knows your taste inside and out.
Precisely. And as these technologies continue to evolve, they have the potential to amplify the effectiveness of all 6 principles we've discussed.
I bet.
It's both exciting and a little bit scary to think about the possibilities.
It is. But there's another side to this, right?
Yeah.
The article points out that consumers are becoming more aware of these persuasion techniques.
Right.
We're savvier shoppers than we used to be. We're bombarded with marketing messages every day, so we're starting to recognize the patterns and tactics.
That's true, but it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Right.
It just means that transparency and authenticity are more important than ever.
Absolutely.
Consumers are looking for brands. They can trust brands that are honest and upfront about their intentions.
So it's not enough to just know the techniques.
Right.
You have to use them in a way that feels genuine and customer-centric.
Exactly. It's about building relationships, not just closing deals. It really is a powerful toolkit. And you know what's interesting? We often talk about these principles individually, but they actually become even more impactful when you start to weave them together.
Oh, that makes sense.
The article calls this the power of synergistic effects.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
So how do we make this happen? How do we take these 6 principles and create a strategy that really sings?
Think of your customer journey map.
Okay.
It's a visual representation of all the touch points a customer has with your brand, from the moment they first discover you to the point of purchase and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
We need to strategically use Cialdini's principles at different points along that journey.
So for someone who's just landed on our website for the first time,
Right.
maybe we offer a free guide or ebook as a welcome gift.
Exactly.
That's reciprocity.
Right. You're providing value up front and building goodwill right from the start. Then maybe you encourage them to create an account or sign up for your email list.
Okay.
That's a small commitment that can lead to bigger ones down the road.
Makes sense.
Tapping into that commitment and consistency principle.
Love it. Okay, so now they're on our email list.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
Now you can start sending them targeted emails that showcase social proof, like customer testimonials or user-generated content. Let them see that other people are loving your products.
Smart. Build that trust early on.
Exactly.
What about authority?
Yeah.
Where does that come in?
You can weave that into your emails too.
Okay.
Mention any awards your brand has won or highlight positive reviews from trusted sources.
So we've got reciprocity, commitment, social proof, and authority all working together.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we need to make sure our brand personality is shining through.
Right.
That likability factor is key.
Exactly. A friendly and relatable brand voice.
Mm.
A visually appealing website, personalized recommendations, all of these contribute to a positive shopping experience.
And finally, we can sprinkle in some scarcity tactics like limited time offers or low stock notifications when the timing's right.
That's the art of this framework, knowing when to use each principle for maximum impact. It's like a dance, guiding the customer through their journey with these subtle nudges.
And remember, you don't have to do everything at once.
Right.
Start by testing 1 or 2 principles and see what works best for your audience.
Absolutely. Experiment and see what resonates.
Now let's talk about the future. The article mentions something called persuasion.
Yeah.
It's about priming customers to be more receptive to your message before you even present an offer.
Right.
Persuasion.
Yeah,
That's fascinating.
it is.
What are some examples of how we could do that?
Let's say you sell athleisure wear.
Okay.
Before you even mention your latest leggings collection, you could show imagery of people feeling confident and strong while working out.
Okay.
You're subtly aligning your brand with those feelings,
I see.
setting the stage for a more receptive audience.
That's so clever. And the article also mentions the power of AI and personalization.
Yeah,
It feels like these technologies are changing everything.
they really are. Imagine an online store that remembers your style preferences and suggests items you'll love before you even start browsing.
It's like having a personal stylist at your fingertips.
Exactly.
But with all this talk about persuasion,
Right.
it's important to remember the ethical side of things.
Couldn't agree more. These principles are powerful tools, and it's our responsibility to use them responsibly. We should never use them to manipulate or deceive customers.
Transparency and honesty should be at the heart of everything we do.
For sure.
We want to build genuine relationships with our customers, not trick them into buying something they don't need.
Exactly. And that brings us to another point.
What's that?
Consumers are getting smarter and more aware of these tactics.
Right.
We see marketing messages everywhere we go, so we're starting to recognize the patterns.
So what does that mean for us as e-commerce marketers?
It means that authenticity is more important than ever.
Okay.
People are craving genuine connections, not just slick marketing campaigns.
So build a brand that people can trust. Offer real value. Be transparent.
Absolutely. That's how you create a loyal customer base that will stick with you for the long haul.
This has been such an eye-opening exploration of e-commerce psychology.
It really has.
It really makes you think differently about every interaction you have with a brand online.
I agree. It's fascinating to see how these seemingly simple principles can have such a powerful impact on our decisions.
A huge thank you to Mohammed Tafiq for this insightful article.
Yes, thank you.
It's given us a lot to think about and apply to our own businesses.
It's been a pleasure diving into this topic with you.
And to all our listeners, thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope you've gained some valuable insights that you can use to elevate your own e-commerce strategies.
And remember, if you're looking for tools to help you put these principles into action, don't forget to check out Growth Suite on the Shopify App Store.
It's a fantastic resource for any e-commerce entrepreneur. Until next time, happy selling.
Happy selling.
It's amazing how much we can learn from just one article, right?
Absolutely. And one of the biggest takeaways for me is that e-commerce isn't just about algorithms and data.
It's not.
It's about people.
Oh.
It's about understanding what makes them tick,
Okay.
what motivated them, what makes them trust a brand, and ultimately hit that buy button.
It's about psychology, plain and simple.
Exactly.
And that's what makes this so fascinating.
And it's why Cialdini's 6 principles are so valuable.
Yes.
They provide a framework for understanding those psychological triggers,
Right.
those universal motivators that influence our decisions.
But it's not about manipulating those triggers,
No,
right?
no.
It's about using them ethically and responsibly.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Transparency and authenticity are key. If you try to trick or deceive your customers, you'll lose their trust. And that's something you can never really get back.
It's about building genuine relationships, providing real value, and creating a positive and enjoyable experience for your customers.
And when you do that, persuasion becomes less about selling and more about helping. It's about guiding your customers towards solutions that meet their needs and enhance their lives.
So for anyone listening who's feeling a little overwhelmed by all this information,
Yeah.
where should they start? What's one actionable step they can take today to implement these principles?
I'd say pick one principle that really resonates with you
Okay.
and brainstorm specific ways you can apply it to your business. Maybe you want to focus on reciprocity.
Okay.
Think about creating a valuable lead magnet, like a free checklist template or ebook that your ideal customer would find irresistible.
That's a great starting point. Or maybe you want to focus on social proof.
Okay, yeah.
Take a look at your website and see if you're showcasing customer testimonials effectively. Are they easy to find? Are they compelling? Do they feature real people and their genuine experiences with your products?
Those are great questions to ask yourself. And remember, you don't have to do everything at once.
Right.
Start small, experiment, and see what works best for your audience and your brand.
The key is to keep learning, keep testing, and keep iterating. The world of e-commerce is constantly evolving, and the best way to stay ahead of the curve is to stay curious and adaptable.
And to never lose sight of the human element.
For sure.
At the end of the day, it's all about connecting with people on a genuine level and building relationships based on trust and mutual respect.
This has been such an enlightening conversation.
It has.
I feel like I have a whole new understanding of how to apply psychology to create a more persuasive and engaging online shopping experience.
Me too. It's amazing how much we can learn from just one insightful article.
A big thanks to Mohammed Tufekyakin for sharing his expertise with us.
Yes, for sure.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of e-commerce psychology.
It's been fun.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights that you can apply to your own online businesses.
And don't forget, if you're looking for tools and resources to help you supercharge your e-commerce strategy, be sure to check out Growth Suite on the Shopify App Store.
It's a fantastic resource for any entrepreneur looking to boost sales and build stronger customer relationships.
Absolutely.
Until next time, happy selling.
Happy selling.
This podcast was powered by Growth Suite. Growth Suite helps you to run smart discount campaigns on your store. Test it for free on your Shopify store. Just land on the Shopify App Store now and test it for free.